Album of the Month.
What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek here from Johnny Radio, bringing you another Album of the Month review, this time for October of 2020, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about Pearl Jam and their 1992 MTV Unplugged performance, which actually was technically, I believe, released on limited vinyl back in 2019, but now it's getting a wide release on all streaming platforms, more vinyl, and I'm so excited because this is one of the best of the MTV Unplugged series. If you remember from the early 90s, you had Nirvana, you had Alice in Chains, you had Pearl Jam, the grunge movement, you also had Eric Clapton. By the way, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 personal favorite MTV Unplugged albums, the albums that were released as Unplugged. So you get to see some of those on that list that I just mentioned, but Pearl Jam was absolutely one of the best, especially to watch the performance on MTV back then. Of course, it was only, I believe, a 30-minute version of it, which had Alive, Black, Jeremy, and Porch. Absolutely, I think they picked the best to watch from that performance. But also on here you get Oceans, which is one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs of all time, really, and one of the best on 10, their debut album from 1991. Then you also had State of Love and Trust, another one of my favorites, which if you just recently watched a few weeks ago, I did a Making 10 a 10 review of 10, going back and omitting a couple songs that were not my very favorites off of that album and adding in State of Love and Trust, which was recorded around that time and was on the single soundtrack from 1992. And absolutely, just such a great track and a great one to have in this performance. So Oceans, State of Love and Trust, then you had Alive, which of course, one of the greatest songs of really my favorite Pearl Jam song. But then the ones that really shine in this performance to me are the next two, Black and Jeremy, which of course are two of their greatest songs of all time. But Black, really, this performance, man, it goes above and beyond, especially Eddie Vedder, just vocally. He puts all of his heart and soul into this. You can just feel the passion that he has, especially when he gets to the end and he's kind of ad-libbing this "we belong together" thing that he does at the end. Man, it's just so emotional, and especially when you watch the video of it, if you check it out on YouTube or wherever you can check it out, please do, because it's just like, man, you see it in his face, man. Like, he really felt this song when he wrote it. So awesome. And then, of course, Jeremy, talk about an impassioned performance, both on record and in this unplugged version, especially when Eddie, again, is getting towards the end of the song and he's doing all these kind of vocal, I don't even know what you would call it, just kind of making these noises and sounds, the grunting and the hoo, 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 all that stuff. If anyone else did it, it wouldn't be cool, but because Vedder does it, it is so cool what he does. And of course, the rest of the band, they're like so in a trance, man. By the end of this song, it's really cool to hear stripped down acoustic. And then you got Even Flow, which didn't make the final cut of the MTV version that you could watch, but of course a favorite, and sounds really cool here acoustic as well. And then ending it out with Porch, which of course, on the video version, Eddie Vedder, writes some stuff on his arm, which is cool, and does like this thing where he gets up on a chair, but, hearing it audio just as good. So absolutely, like I said, one of the best unplugged performances. Pearl Jam is having a really cool year. Of course, Gigaton was my album of the month when that was released. So 2 this year from Pearl Jam. So cool. And I would give this probably the same grade that I gave Gigaton, a very strong 7.5 out of 10. Absolutely recommend listening to it and owning it. I mean, if you're a Pearl Jam fan, you've got to have this. It's absolutely an essential. And absolutely. If I had to pick two of my favorite tracks, I would go with Black and Jeremy. Those were the two standout highlights from that evening, but really the whole thing is great from start to finish. So also stay tuned this Friday for my Top 5 Friday. I'm going to do Top 5 Unplugged albums, so see where I rank it in the hierarchy of all those greats from the 90s. Really, Unplugged should come back, you know? I mean, that was one of the greatest things that MTV had going. Really now it's just like reality shows, and I don't really know what MTV's doing, to be honest. But those were the days, man. Early 90s, the grunge stuff, and Pearl Jam, one of the best of the bunch, no doubt. So thank you, Pearl Jam, and thank all you guys for watching. We got more Top 5 Friday. The Johnny Radio Top 100 Albums of All Time is in process, so stay tuned for those episodes. So much more. Thanks for watching, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.